Radio with Uncle Doug up in St. George, Utah on this week's newsletter. Great newsletter, Doug. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Doing fine. Every time I start out putting this together, which takes me a good week of playing around with this, I ran across a good video I thought was hilarious, and it's called "I Think My Dog Is a Democrat."
Oh,
We won't go into it. I'm not going to try and play it. It's just funny.
okay.
I'll move on. Down in the national news, note that Ben Avery shooting facility is switching to summer hours. They're listed there in the newsletter.
Yep, thank you for that.
If you live around town, hey, just so you know. New Jersey wants to halt development of offshore wind farms. And, of course, this is all related to
Yes.
The species in the area, whales. And, I'm sure this is going to be a bone of contention for some time yet before it's solidified one way or the other.
Yeah, it's called Democrats.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. In Colorado, the Parks and Wildlife Commission approved $6.24 million in motorized trail grants. I don't know if I like that. I'm not a four-wheeler. I don't enjoy it. I've never tried it, to be honest with you. That's a lot of money for a bunch of people to run around.
Well, Doug, here's a thought. I had a discussion yesterday. I'm one for staying on established roadways or trails, and I had a guy yesterday that wanted to go run around, take a wash, and that's fine in a wash. It's not a big deal. But I told him, I said, you know what, I'm staying on the roads. Yeah, it's probably quicker, shorter, but when I get out here in the wilderness, the woods, whatever the case is, there's tracks all over the place, and quite frankly, I don't appreciate that. And it's usually people that don't pay to play. They're just out there taking advantage of the resource, and in a lot of cases, and we're in a no cross-country travel area to begin with, as it should be. So, I just had to bite my tongue and look the other way. They say, I talked to the ranger and da-da-da-da-da. Yes, I don't give a damn who you talk to. Stay on the roadway.
Yeah.
So this is a consequence of you put money into established motorized trails for these guys, and hopefully keep them off the landscape. So I don't disagree with it, but there needs to be more enforcement, and I don't know how we do that. So anyway,
well, I think the bigger question here, Don, is where's the money coming from? What bucket? Is that coming out of the conservation dollars? I don't know.
In Colorado, hopefully it's coming from pot sales. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not either. And I think, if you want to go out and ride around like that, you ought to pay for a license.
Well, we've got one here. You've got your OHV tags and this, that, and the other thing. But Colorado, I'm not real sure about it. But anyway.
I'm not either. Okay, finally, in Connecticut, they've enacted new striped bass regulations. If you're a fisherman up in that area, you need to take a look at it. I don't know what they are. I just report the information. I'm particularly proud of the fact that the next item up is Henry Repeating Arms is supporting the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, which for a $25,000 check. I'm glad some of these firearms places, and they're not the only ones, but are willing to donate some of their proceeds to improve or to help out the particular refunds. And in fact, in this case, it's for families of children with cancer. So that's good news.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good news. Love it. There was a game for hunters where sheds have been put out across the west Now, mind you, the West, there's 5 of these sheds out there that are worth $10,000 each. So if you find one, you know, let's see, what do they say? Oh, the first one was found in the Cricket Mountains near Delta. I'm trying to find out how they report this. At any rate, I would assume, I don't assume anything. Oh, no, the first one, I'm sorry. The first one was found in Idaho. Idaho Falls resident found the first one.
Okay.
And I don't see anything where they're going with this. At any rate.
Well, anyway, that's not the same one that was found in Utah?
No. There's
Okay.
only one that's been found.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're a shed hunter, keep your eyes peeled. They got them clearly marked. In the news, the Gunsight Academy is expanding, and that's located in Arizona. It's a world-renowned academy for shooters, and that's mostly done. They mostly work with police, anybody that is in law enforcement, but the public is invited as well, so you can get some good training out there if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll skip that one. A lady by the name of Caitlin Benton wins a world speed shooting championship. So this wasn't just what you think about in terms of Western, you know, not trick shooting, but fast shooting. This is one where they not only use a .45, but they shoot a shotgun and one other pistol. So they move through the 3 different firearms. These are all rimfire type pistols.
Interesting.
But I saw a video on Cowboy Fast Draw. Kind of interesting to watch these guys shoot. And I'm surprised. If you lived out west in the 1800s, why hadn't anybody figured out how these people shoot so doggone fast? And I'm telling you, it's amazing how fast. And you've seen these videos.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. Moving on to conservation. In California, the Yuba River has been opened up to salmon and sturgeon by launching what they call an ambitious river restoration. This is incredible. Something most conservationists, whomever, need to copy this if they can. And all they did was, around this particular dam, they built a circle where the entrance to the circle starts before the dam and the exit is after the dam. So all these fish can go up around this circle and keep going upriver. Clever idea, I thought.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. That's does it mention what the cost was?
No, I don't think I saw that. No.
Looks like it would have been pretty substantial, but certainly worth the investment to protect the resource.
Well, yeah, that, and the fact that you've got costs involved, obviously, in removing the existing dam, and that does not look like any kind of electrical generation dam. It's just a regular old wall, I guess.
Yep, just a dam.
But still costs involved. I will move on to what I think is kind of interesting as well. Every week, your buddy Jim sends me the most recent conservation project. So yesterday and on the 27th, they are up in a Prescott National Forest on the Osborne Well, and generally speaking, well, you tell them what they're doing.
Well, this is on the Orem Ranch allotment up there, and what we're doing is they have a well that feeds a tank and a trough in a riparian area, and what happens is this is in conjunction with the cattle growers' conservation efforts. We're putting up a 90 by 90 3-rail, 1-inch sucker rod fence. And, it's all Waller construction. Yesterday, it was kind of phase one. We staged everything. We got all the post holes dug manually, concreted them in, made sure they're plumb, square, what have you. And then next weekend, we go in and assemble the top, intermediate, and bottom rail via arc welding, and hopefully we can get done with that. And I'm guessing probably 5 hours, maybe. It's a good aggressive day, but it's really designed to keep the cows out, let the wildlife in to get a drink of water, and there's a tremendous amount of wildlife in that area. Deer, isolated antelopes here and there, usually on the east side of I-17. This is, I think, exit 268, I believe, is what the exit number is. So you go to the northeast about 3 miles, and then there's a turnoff that's about a mile and a half later down this thing. And we transported just right out 5,000 pounds of pre-mixed concrete, cement mix. Did that and cleaned up our mess. We didn't use all of it, so we had to transport everything that we tranced in out and police the area. So it's really good. It's going to be, there's an awful lot of deer in that area, and during this drought situation that they have. I don't know what the nearest water is other than down in the ag farms between there and I-17, the Orem School, and there's a little community up there. But, there's quite a few deer in those ag fields, javelina, quail, doves. Anyway, there was a world of quail and doves up there. So it's a great area. At the end of the day, it's a pretty good feeling knowing you're helping the wildlife.
Well, for our listeners, if you live nearby or anywhere close enough that you'd like to and enjoy an afternoon of helping out the Arizona Deer Association, great. You can get a hold of them by going jim@azdeer.org.
Yeah.
And an email, you'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, we furnish, all the drinks, the snacks. Jim always has a nice lunch. Tyson and I were dealing with a truck that was stuck and had a malfunction, so we missed lunch, but had a nice afternoon anyway. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to have you.
All right. Yep. On the wildlife side, bears are in the news. Interesting commentary on the northern continental divide and greater Yellowstone ecosystems now have about 2,000 grizzlies combined, up from 600 or less in 1975.
Wow.
They're growing, and some commentary on fishing with bears. You just obviously have to be very careful with those animals.
No, we don't fish with bears. No. Mm-mm.
No, they fish with you.
Oh, no, they don't.
They'll butt in when they need to.
Well, I hate to say this, but they're a bear in the bass boat. Quit it.
Yeah. That's like getting a moccasin in your bass boat.
No, sir.
Yeah. And on the sad note, Operation Game and Thief. This is wild. A woman has encouraged her son to poach a black bear cub.
No.
Hello, but he poached 2. Oh, I couldn't believe this. When they got a hold of it, the Game and Fish Department, they took this woman. They fined her $15,000.
Good.
And this is up in Oregon. Yeah.
Was there any jail time associated with it?
There was what?
Was there any jail time associated with the fine?
No, I didn't read anything about jail time. That's a hefty fine. So, and by the way, this was up near Silletz, Oregon. which is where I was a year ago fishing for salmon. It's a very wooded area, so it doesn't surprise me they didn't see something like those. Hold on a second. It says here they left the carcasses to waste. They actually shot these two.
Oh yeah, that's beyond criminal.
Oh, good grief. Okay, all right. Well, there was a man in Wyoming also that illegally killed a Yellowstone grizzly, Patrick Gogery. He came forward the day after the bear was found. He contacted the local game warden that evening and admitted to shooting the grizzly bear. He was fined with a year in jail and $10,000.
Wow.
Or that's what will happen if he's convicted. So, gosh darn. Whew, Border Patrol.
And was that a self-reporting issue, or did they have to go find him?
Yes, it was. He came in and admitted to it, but he still got a heavy fine. Or he could get a heavy fine, a year in jail. I don't know. Depends on the judge, I guess. He could lose up to 6 years suspension as well.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Lastly, I think this is the lastly. Henry Repeating Arms, again, shelling out dollars, donates $25,000 to the Border Patrol Foundation. What a great thing to do, you know? You never know, because any of those Border Patrol agents who pass away on the job, families are left behind. So that kind of money comes in handy, you know, for those guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We don't see too many, fortunately, but they do occur from time to time. So that's good news. I like that. All right, Don, that's it. Everything I got.
All right, good job. If you guys don't get Doug's handiwork, and you can sign up for that at huntingfishing.com. Just go to the website, go to news, hit the pull-down menu, and it'll walk you through the process. Great job.
Well, the other thing I want to say, Don, is that if you already get the newsletter, don't hesitate to forward it to your friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay?
All right, good stuff.
All right,
we'll do this again next week. I'm Don McDowell, Doug at the Dairy Queen.